XRP holders. The SEC just approved the first XRP ETF exposure in United States history, and we have a massive pennant breakout targeting $3.20. That's a 40% rally from current levels. The institutional money is absolutely flooding in with futures open interest jumping 30%, and mark my words, this is the beginning of something absolutely parabolic. Make sure to watch this video entirely until the end, because this could change everything for XRP holders. What's up, Gold Rush family? Welcome back to Gold Rush Crypto Daily, where we break down the most explosive crypto news that's going to make you absolutely rich. I am beyond pumped to be here with you today because we have two absolutely earth-shattering pieces of XRP news that are going to blow your mind. We're talking about SEC approvals, massive technical breakouts, and institutional demand that's going through the roof. This is the high-energy breakdown you've come to expect from our channel, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for every single detail because this is history in the making. Let's start with this absolutely game-changing article from Brave New Coin that just dropped. And I'm telling you right now, this is the news XRP holders have been waiting for since day one. According to this article from Brave New Coin, the SEC has given the green light to Grayscale's digital large-cap fund conversion into an exchange-traded fund, now officially trading on NYSE Arca. But here's the absolutely massive part. The ETF includes XRP among its portfolio assets. This is the first time U.S. investors can gain regulated exposure to XRP through a publicly listed ETF. As you can see in this article, while the XRP lawsuit with the SEC had once clouded the token's legal status, its inclusion in the Grayscale ETF indicates a massive shift in regulatory tone. The ETF tracks the 5 largest digital assets by market capitalization, comprising approximately 80% Bitcoin, 11% Ethereum, and 4.8% XRP, alongside Solana and Cardano. Now listen to this quote from ETF analyst James Seifert. This is a huge step forward for XRP and altcoin legitimacy in regulated markets. It also raises the likelihood of standalone XRP spot ETF approvals moving forward. This is absolutely massive for XRP legitimacy. Look at this data here. The fund's manager is Grayscale Investment Sponsors LLC, a subsidiary of Digital Currency Group, while Coinbase Custody Trust Company serves as the custodian. We're talking about major institutional infrastructure supporting XRP exposure now. The sleeping giant is finally waking up. According to this article, the ETF's approval represents a turning point in the Ripple versus SEC narrative, where Ripple Labs has long argued for fair treatment of XRP as a decentralized asset. With the legal fog lifting, financial institutions and traditional investors may now be more inclined to allocate capital into XRP. The floodgates are opening, folks. Until now, U.S. investors face challenges purchasing XRP directly due to ongoing legal uncertainty. The ETF offers a regulated on-ramp, enabling exposure to XRP price performance without engaging with crypto exchanges or self-custody. This is going to bring absolutely massive institutional demand. But wait, it gets even better. With this approval, attention has shifted to the 17 pending XRP ETF filings, which could soon receive similar regulatory green lights. Analysts suggest that the Grayscale decision may fast-track approvals of single-asset XRP ETFs from issuers like Franklin Templeton and Hashdex. ETF analyst Nate Geraci commented, "This could be the start of a floodgate moment for altcoin ETFs." The SEC's acceptance of XRP in a multi-asset ETF suggests a broader willingness to embrace more diverse crypto exposure. 17 pending XRP ETF filings, folks. This is absolutely parabolic. As you can see in this article, countries like Brazil and Canada have already listed spot XRP ETFs, positioning the U.S. to follow suit. In Brazil, the Hashdex XRP ETF trades on the B3 exchange, while Purpose Investments introduced a similar product on the Toronto Stock Exchange in June. The global adoption is happening right before our eyes. Now let's dive into this second article from Cointelegraph that's going to absolutely blow your mind with technical analysis and price predictions that are going to make XRP holders filthy rich. Let's start with this interesting article from Cointelegraph about XRP futures open interest jumping 30% as the price chart shows a pennant pattern targeting $3.20. $3.20. That's a 40% rally from current levels. According to this article, XRP's price confirmed a pennant pattern on the weekly chart, a move associated with strong upward momentum. Key developments surrounding Ripple and a surge in XRP futures demand may signal the start of a rally to $3.20 or higher. The technical analysis is screaming bullish. Look at this chart here. XRP rose in tandem with the wider crypto market on Thursday, fueled by multiple factors including Ripple's application for a U.S. banking license, SEC's approval of Grayscale's digital large-cap fund conversion into a spot ETF, the recent partnership with OpenPaid, and elevated odds of a spot ETF approval. As you can see in this article, XRP price rose as much as 7.2% to an intraday high of $2.31 on Thursday from a low of $2.15 the previous day. The momentum is absolutely massive. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. The altcoins open interest surged 11% over the last 24 hours and 30% over the last 10 days to $4.75 billion today. $4.75 billion. That's institutional money flooding in, and it's signaling the return of derivatives traders in a big way. According to this article, futures open interest increasing alongside the price indicates growing interest from institutional investors, which is generally seen as positive, as it tends to increase liquidity and attract more trading capital. The whales are accumulating, folks. Look at this data here. Historically, significant leaps in open interest have preceded major rallies in XRP price. The current scenario mirrors the XRP price rise when U.S. President Trump announced a 90-day tariff pause, leading to a 91% jump in open interest to $5.75 billion from $3 billion between April 9th and May 14th. This accompanied a 65% rise in XRP price to a high of $2.65 from a low of $1.61 over the same period. Meanwhile, XRP's long/short ratio across all exchanges is currently skewed toward bullish positions at 68%. While this introduces long liquidation risk, it underscores rising confidence in XRP's upside potential. The bulls are in absolute control right now. Now here's the number one technical analysis that's going to blow your mind. XRP's price action between December 2024 and July 2025 has led to the formation of a pennant on the weekly chart. The price broke above the pennant's descending trend line at $2.21 on July 3rd, signaling the start of a significant upward move. The target is set by the largest distance between the pattern's upper and lower boundaries, which comes to be around $3.20, or a 40% jump from the current price. Mark my words, this technical breakout is going to be absolutely parabolic. According to this article, pseudonymous analyst Best Analyst shared a chart showing XRP trading closer to the upper boundary of a bull pennant on the daily chart with an upside target of $3.40. $3.40. That's even higher than the weekly target. Several analysts have also predicted XRP's short-term price target above $3, citing persistent whale accumulation, institutional demand for a possible spot ETF, and improving regulatory clarity. Everything is lining up perfectly for XRP holders. The convergence of these two massive developments, SEC ETF approval and technical breakout, is creating the perfect storm for XRP to go absolutely parabolic. We have regulatory clarity, institutional demand, whale accumulation, and bullish technical patterns all coming together at the same time. Think about this for a second. We went from years of SEC lawsuits and regulatory uncertainty to having XRP included in a SEC-approved ETF trading on NYSE Arca. The sleeping giant has been awakened, and the institutional money is flooding in like never before. The futures markets are showing massive bullish sentiment with open interest jumping 30% and long/short ratios heavily favoring the bulls. The whales are positioning themselves for something absolutely massive, and the technical analysis is confirming what we've been saying all along. XRP is ready to explode. This pennant breakout targeting $3.20 is not just a random technical pattern. It's backed by fundamental developments that are changing the entire XRP ecosystem. Banking licenses, ETF approvals, institutional partnerships, and regulatory clarity are all converging to create the perfect conditions for a massive rally. XRP holders, this is our moment. We've been through the bear market, we've held through the SEC lawsuit, we've weathered every storm, and now we're about to see the fruits of our diamond hands. The conspiracy theories about institutional adoption are becoming reality. The technical analysis is screaming bullish, and the regulatory landscape has completely shifted in our favor. The target of $3.20 represents a 40% gain from current levels, but honestly, I think we're going to blow past that target when the institutional FOMO kicks in. When those 17 pending XRP ETF filings get approved, when more banks follow Ripple's lead, when the whales start really accumulating, we could see XRP go absolutely parabolic beyond anyone's wildest dreams. If you found this analysis valuable, make sure to absolutely smash that like button, subscribe to Gold Rush Crypto Daily for more explosive crypto content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our daily market breakdowns. Share this video with your fellow XRP holders because they need to know what's happening right now. The opportunity is here, the pieces are falling into place, and XRP is about to show the world why it's been called the sleeping giant. This is Gold Rush Crypto Daily, and we'll see you in the next one. Remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. But mark my words, something absolutely massive is coming for XRP holders, and you're going to want to be ready for this ride.